amid tight security within the Republic. But the congregations filled with a key referendum vote on the 14th and the 15th of January.
Egypt's interim president on Sunday made a rare visit to see the pontiff of the nation's Orthodox Christians at the St. Mark's Cathedral, the papal seat in central Cairo.
As also interim President Adli Mansour issued a decree on Monday amending some provisions of the law regulating citizens voting outside the particular constituency, which will be aiming to make voting easier for the citizens upon the 14th and the 15th of January for the referendum on the constitution.
And on the other hand, Egypt decided on Monday to withdraw its ambassador to Qatar, Mohammed Morsi, for constitution once the constitution referendum is held for Egyptians expatriates.
Yes, of course, the Egyptian government as well announced that 14 out of the 25 joint ventures have qualified for the right to participate in the Suez Canal development. And of course, we'll be remaining to see how this will be affecting the Suez Canal and the revenues of the Egyptian economy.
And to be speaking more about and shedding some light on these topics, we joined with planning and development expert Hussein. Shereba, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Doctor. So, regarding the constitution, of course, it has started for the expats, and I know, of course, you have been living in the Netherlands for some time now. So, how do you see the turnout of the expats so far, and how do you see the referendum on the constitution on the 14th of January? Do you think that the turnout will be exceeding the 50% or the 70%? What about the yes or no vote?
Well, let's agree on one thing. The constitution is a prime step.
Yes.
And any prime step, it's not always acceptable from everyone. But in these days, in whatever Egypt is running through, the constitution is essential, and it's very vital and important. Every Egyptian should go and vote for this, for yes, and nothing else. No, it's not existing in that time. Why? Because it is the part of the future. It's not the part of the past. The future can be modified easily, and we can go and change any wording of this at any time with the parliament which is existing. So we need the constitution, we need Egypt to go on and on. And this is the beginning of stability to Egypt. So I urge Egyptians in Egypt and out of Egypt not to ignore their vote, and they should go directly saying yes. Not because, yes, it is the government wants it, but it is the first step to stability, the first step to good future. That's all.
So it's almost the sixth phase of the voting for Egyptians in the past 3 years. It started with the March referendum in 2011. Then we headed for a voting also on the constitution. We had a parliamentary election, a Shura Council election, and also a presidential election. Do you think people are worn out from this, political practice, and they might be giving up, and hence will be finding low turnout, or it would be the opposite?
Well, let's agree on one thing. The constitution, the first one, and which is done by the Muslim brothers, let's say it directly like this. It is done for a certain group. It's not done for all Egyptians. That's the and today the constitution which is being done today is done for every segment and every person from Egypt, starting from the rank and file, the small person, the one who is, fresh, even stillborn, until he is elder person and very old. So it's sheltering everyone. They didn't talk about specifically for a group or a religious party or anybody else. It's for all Egyptians. And you have mentioned that the president, Adli Mansour, he did one prime step. During the Christmas, he went to the pub there, and he showed that he is a president for all Egyptians, whether
It's
you're
an historic step because it hasn't happened.
No, it's
it didn't happen
straightforward.
before, yeah.
It's straightforward. You are the president of Egypt, not the president of a party. That's the difference. So he showed that he is the man of the country, and he is respecting everyone, whether you are a Christian, Muslim, Jew, whatever you are. Your belief is your own problem. It's not the government problem.
And how significant is that step by President Adli Mansour to be taking after what had happened during the tenure of Mohammed Morsi?
Well, I will tell you something. If President Adli Mansour did this step during Mohammed Morsi, he would be elected than Mohammed Morsi.
Yes.
Straightforward.
Yes.
Immediately.
Because we have seen attacks as well
Yes.
by the Brotherhood terrorist organization against the churches and the Christians on Egypt.
Well, let's say that the Brotherhood, people who are shown on the TV or in the media, whatever the media is, they were talking without experience, without knowledge, and without understanding for the future. They were very limited minded. There are some of them, they are very good and expert, but they didn't say the right words at that time.
Yes.
So they should help their people right now and say, stop the violence, let's join the people, let's join the Egyptian people, because we are the minority and the Egyptian people are the majority. So they will never succeed on 90 million. They will never do anything to harm the 90 million.
Yes.
The 90 million will swallow anybody going to harm them immediately.
So by trend analysis, the first referendum in March 2011 was approved by Egyptians, and then in 2012 the constitution was also approved by Egyptians. Do you think Egyptians was going to be approving this constitution by majority?
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, I can assure you it will exceed 80%. Because I saw in Upper Egypt, I saw in Alexandria, I went to what you call the poor sites, where the people, they earn day by day. And I spoke to some of them. I've learned from them that they are willing to go for this, whether anybody showed them a kind of an influence of power of money or anything, because they said this is our future. We want to stop violence. We love Egypt.
So if I give you the counter argument now,
Yes.
According to research done by Al Ahram agency,
Yeah.
that they found that the majority of the people, they did not read the constitution, the new constitution. However, the majority of Egyptians are going to approve the political charter for Egypt. How do you read this?
No, I don't read it like this. I read it because majority of the people originally, they don't read books. So you will find the number of people reading books are very limited.
So it's about what I tell you about the constitution.
The media and the conference meetings,
And the influential people.
Yes, which is on TV in different channels in different ways, are speaking to the people, are talking face to face, and this is a kind of a very effective tool to push for this. Plus, the credibility which has been done by the law, the credibility which has been done by the army, credibility done by the police department. These three people showed a very high respect of credibility to the people. The police, in Al-Azhar University, they were easy to use anything to stop any violence, but they didn't. They were very peaceful with them until the others went and burning lots of things, which is, we deny it. We ignored this manner.
Dr. Hussein, another topic or a different issue now is the Suez Canal Development Project.
Yes.
How do you see such a project, and how would be actually affecting the Egyptian economy in a good way?
This is a unique and a pioneer project.
Yes.
My studies to this project have exceeded more than 5 years. And the only thing which I'm happy for it, it is gathering the people to do something better for the future. It is giving me the same idea whatever Nasser have done. Although lots of people have different opinion about Nasser,
Yes.
but Nasser during doing the high dam, everybody was supporting him, whether he is very rich person or a poor person. All of them they went through. Why? Because it is the safety and security of Egypt. This part of this project, it is also for the safety and the security of Egypt. I have only one single comment.
Yes.
After having the evaluation of people willing to participate in this, we came into 13 companies, big names. I would refer not to compete with the 13 among each other. I would like to have the 13 join each other and think together, the 13, not one. I don't want one to take the opportunity.
Dominate the process.
No,
Yes.
the 13 should be. And you have a very successful engineer like Sabur. You have very successful engineer like his name is.
Definitely, there are several developers.
Yeah. No, these Bahoum and all these people, they are very selective and intelligent people. Let's make a consortium.
Dr. Hussein, I'm sorry to be interrupting you, but we have to go out for our top stories on
Okay.
the hour, and we'll be right back again with you after
Thank
this
you.
short break. So stay tuned.